Hello, my name is Lisa Duncanson and I am the Bar Exam Guru. I'm the founder of Bar None Review, which is a full-service bar review prep course for the California Bar, and the program director of Bar Exam Cram Session and the author of the Bar Exam Guru blog. For free tips and advice about the exam and studying, you should go to the Bar Exam Guru, go to barexamguru.com, and that is a free blog. We've had over, I think, 1.2 million views of that site. I've been doing this for many years, and there's lots of really useful free tips and advice and approaches that you can download for some of the subjects. So it's a really good tool. We're listed on California Berkeley Law School's site and some other law schools in California. And we're one of the only commercial prep courses that has that connection without having to pay for it. So anyway, it's a really good resource. So what I want to talk about today is those of you that are going to be taking the February 2021 exam. And I also want to talk to those of you who took the October instead of July, October 2020 exam. It was online. The next exam is going to be online. And if you took October, whether you have great confidence about having passed, I mean, most people usually don't, but if you do, you should still consider starting studying right now. If you think about it, the February bar exam is going forward on the dates that it normally would run, the 23rd and the 24th of February. So if you were a student who had taken July, you would have gotten results this last Friday, and you would now be struggling with, if you failed, struggling with what to do. So you're not going to get results until January, the 1st of January is what I understand, but of course things can change. So if you wait until January to find out that you pass, well, good for you, that's great. But the odds are that most people don't pass that exam. At least that's what it's looked like lately, right? A good percentage will not pass. I'm hopeful that any of you who are watching this are going to succeed on October and not need to retake this exam again. But I think as insurance, I would definitely suggest that you start studying now. And I don't mean 6 and 8 hour days. In fact, I never recommend an 8-hour day of study unless it's like right before the last couple of weeks before the exam. But you should start getting back into the MBEs if you're a general exam taker, most of you are, and then start reviewing essays again, and then eventually start writing some practice essays again. And if you didn't incorporate that kind of practice in your last review, then you really need to do that now. Those of you that February 2021 will be your first exam or your next exam because you didn't take October if you're a repeater, you definitely need to start now. Everybody should be studying right now. And those of you that have full-time employment, a lot of people don't right now because of the COVID situation. It's been a very difficult and challenging year for everyone. This might be a really good opportunity if you're not working, if you have extra time. So either way, if you're working full-time, there's a study plan that I can help you with. If you're working part-time, if you're not working at all, that's, more ideal in a way. But just, be sure to study now. If you end up passing, you've taken the October exam and you get the great news on January 1st that you passed the October exam, the first online exam, congratulations. But would you really regret that you had spent time studying leading up to January? I don't think so. But I'll tell you, if you're getting results from the October exam in January and you aren't fortunate enough to pass, which can happen to anybody. This isn't an IQ test. This is just a test, and it is really difficult, especially, I think, online. So kudos to you who all took that on. But if you don't get passing results, you're going to be sorry that you didn't start studying in advance. And I would normally recommend this anyway. If you are a July bar taker, a lot of my students would start studying a little bit in September, a little bit in October, just to have something. And even though they felt good about it. And no one's ever complained to me after passing. I wish I hadn't wasted those hours doing MBEs and getting that skill back. So I really recommend that you do that. We're going to be offering some free things online in the next few days. First of all, study plans for how to manage your time if you're, studying for the October 2021 bar exam. And also just some tips, video tips that I'll provide in this format on my blog. I'll also put them on our YouTube channel under Bar Exam Guru or barnunreview.com. So if you go to barexamguru.com, the blog, you can sign up with us for the free tips, the free insights on study plans and things like that. So if you do that and you follow the blog, we will send that to you as soon as we can. Super important that you start studying now. So what kinds of things should you do? You should open up MBEs and start doing those again. And I wouldn't suggest that you need to start rememorizing the law. The MBEs should be based upon your skill set and wherever you were the last time you took the MBEs, right before the October bar, whenever it was, that's where you should be within a few practice sessions without doing any review. So you know what, by now, you know what good answers look like, and you are familiar with the fact patterns. If you've been studying the right materials, you should be. I have some recommendations for which book you should use and whether you should use AdaptiBar or not and how that can benefit you. And I will provide that in a blog post soon. There are earlier blog posts with that on it too. So I would start with 5 MBEs a day if you're working full-time, even if you're working part-time. You just want to start getting into it. That may not seem like much, but after you do about 25, you should kind of get the dust off and feel like, oh, I could do this. If I have to do this, I could do this. If you know you're going to be taking February 2021, then you better do this. Absolutely. So the other thing that you should be doing is, of course, get out your outlines, but rather than just dive into pages, perhaps monotonous, 150-page outlines, which I do not recommend ever, something much more condensed would be appropriate. I would just suggest reading past California bar essays and the answers. So this isn't the model answers that were written by some bar prep company. They are the answers that the California bar examiners have embraced. And if you were to look at 10 negligence exams that were released or that were tested over several years, it is probably one of the most common areas, certainly of torts to be tested, but one of the most common areas tested on the bar exam is negligence. So if you took 9 or 10 negligence exams and looked at them side by side, looked at the answers, they would look pretty much identical. There's a format that they're looking for, and it isn't just duty, breach, causation, and damages. There's a lot more to it. We have templates that break out the elements and how you should write and what your rule statements should be, because you can't take a 1-paragraph rule statement and then analyze that. That's a mess. And it's really a recipe for disaster. You need short, concise, accurate, what I call working definitions that you can memorize easily and that are ordered in the approach that you would want to take for negligence, for example. So duty of care, or duty, breaks out into 3 areas potentially. So you have the standard of care, which I know you all know, but most people stop with that. But you have to also address whether there are any special duties, like a parent-child who the parent knows of some susceptibility that the child is, likes to burn houses or start fires or has a medical condition, they've tested this many times. So that creates a special duty, at least arguably. And then the other aspect of duty is to whom the duty is owed. And the California bar examiners want you to state the Palsgraf case, and they want you to talk about the majority view, Cardozo, and the minority view, Andrews, where the duty is owed to all. Under Cardozo, the duty is owed to foreseeable plaintiffs within the zone of danger. You have to analyze both of those. I don't mean just majority rule and minority rule, but under Cardozo, you should say, here the plaintiff was in the foreseeable zone of danger because, and explain it. And you should break it into, they're a foreseeable plaintiff because, and they're in the zone of danger because. And it'll probably be the same words, but that's going to give you extra points. It's so easy to do. Then you move on to breach, obviously. So I'm not going to go through the whole approach for negligence, but there are some special things that come up that people are just not aware. I wasn't aware. When I first took the bar exam in July of 1994, a few weeks before the bar exam, I'd studied my tail off. I studied so hard. I only had one opportunity financially, I believed, to take it. Obviously, if I had failed, I would have figured out, some other way. But, I really was relying on, I had a job waiting for me and I had to pass or all that would blow up, So a couple weeks before the bar exam, I was taking a practice test as advised by my bar review course. And I looked at my answer and compared it to the answer in my book, and I didn't even have any of the issues really there. The only thing I had in common was it was a Will's answer. Will's test, Will's answer. But it really, I missed so much. And I thought, how can this be possible? I know Will's upside down, back and forth, And yet I couldn't spot the issues. And that, of course, terrified me when it was just 20 days, before the bar. So I started creating approaches for myself, and I got through about 11 subjects, and I studied those every day. I did MBEs every day. I read and reviewed several essays every day, somewhere between 8 and 12 a day. Now I had all day to study in those final weeks, and that's what I did. And I know that that is why I passed, because I recognized in just enough time that I was not going to pass those essays. I've always been a really good writer. I was a writer professionally before law school, so it's a strength. But if you don't know what the issues are, you're done. I would have been done. So fortunately, I recognized that I did not know how to write a California Bar essay exam, and I was able to fix that with enough time. So if you start doing that kind of work now, how great will you be situated for the February 2021 bar exam? Those are just some of the things that you can do. So again, we're going to post something, a contact box on the Bar Exam Guru blog. That's barexamguru.com, barexamguru.com. It'll be up sometime today. And just go ahead and fill it out, and we will send you via email some tips and other things that we just aren't going to publish open on the website. So I wish you all the best of luck. Those of you who are waiting for your October 2020 bar exam results, wishing you the best of luck for that. They still have not posted the essays, which is, kind of challenging, because how are we supposed to, I do predictions and I need those so I can help my students better. And also so we can narrow some of the focus for you. Anyway, best of luck to everyone. If you're brand new to the bar for February 2021, please don't hesitate, any of you, to reach out to us for assistance. We're happy to take calls and help you in whatever way we can. So all the best to you. Take care and happy studying, because you should be studying.